This bee is really too lazy. It's already 20 years old this year, but it still can't build its own hive. All it does every day is eat, sleep, and wander around. Today, while slacking off again, it got caught red-handed by the captain. It immediately stood up and saluted. Unfortunately, its head was covered in honey, so it quickly switched to the other hand, but then it realized both hands were stuck. The captain couldn't stand its laziness anymore. He immediately ordered the bee to finish building the hive today. Then the captain left with the honey squad to collect nectar. The bee grabbed a clump of honey, but the honey was way too sticky. It quickly rolled it into a ball, but still couldn't get it off, so it shook its hands frantically. Finally, it flung the honey off, but the honey landed right on the captain's face. The little bee was terrified. It rushed over to help clean the captain. This only made the captain even stickier with honey. The captain was furious and kicked the little bee out. Then he pulled some pollen from his pocket, patted it on his hands, and easily cleaned off the honey. The bee got inspired by the captain's actions. It copied him and rubbed pollen on its hands. Sure enough, the honey stopped sticking. The bee was overjoyed and immediately started building the hive. It quickly made a hexagon, but this hexagon collapsed right away. The bee got angry, but soon thought of another solution. It found some twigs and stuck them in the ground to support the honey. However, the honey collapsed again. It angrily prepared to throw away the twigs. Just then, it noticed that honey would harden when fanned by wings, so it immediately started flapping its wings at the honey. Finally, it successfully made its first honeycomb cell. At that moment, the captain appeared behind it, and reminded the bee that there were still so many cells left to build. If it didn't finish today, there'd be no dinner. The bee had no choice but to keep working. After who knows how long, it collapsed on the ground, completely exhausted. That's when the captain returned with the honey squad. Seeing the huge hive in front of them, the captain was shocked. This was a whole year's worth of work. The captain seriously praised the bee. From now on, it was a qualified bee.